Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm Anna Carroll, the concierge therapist, and on this channel, I tap into the collective. I see what messages need to come through, and then it segues into hypnotherapy at the end. So if you are new here, just be sure that when you get to the hypnotherapy segment that you are sitting back or laying down. You never want to be operating heavy machinery or any kind of machinery or driving, anything like that. We always want to be safety first here, right? Okay, so I'm just going to jump right in. This is a message that I have been wanting to get out for a while now, and I've just been really busy this week. Clients and extension of my business is opening up in Huntsville, Alabama, called Vibe Makers Playground. We open up on Sunday, a few hours before the Super Bowl, and we've got live music, and everybody's going to come meet all the instructors and all that stuff. So we're very excited, but it's just taking a lot of time getting everything into place. So this message is making rejection your best friend, making rejection your bestie. And it is possible. You can and will develop a rhino tough skin eventually, to where you are okay with being told no. And there's different styles of rejection. They can be coming from many different ways. There's like getting turned down for a job, getting turned down for a date, or a relationship, or an audition. The list goes on and on, right? And different kind of rejections, can feel different. And either way, it's still rejection. Now, the thing about it is we end up taking it so personal, and rejection's usually not personal. It's just not. It's sometimes you're just not the right look or the right fit. It had nothing to do with how good you were or weren't. In an audition, they might be pairing up children and parents, and they need people who look alike, and it had nothing to do with you. It's not personal. For a job, maybe there is somebody that was more qualified than you, but it's not personal. And maybe it was somebody else's time to shine. It's not personal. It's just that is what worked out better. And sometimes it's not that it's a permanent no. It might be no right now, but at a later date, this position might be open, or we have this other thing for you, or I don't have time right now, but later I do. There's just all different sorts of styles. And so I want people to be able to recognize those, have discernment about what the circumstance is when being rejected. Realize that nobody is truly rejecting you. If you take it a deeper way, in a negative way, it's actually you rejecting yourself, because you let it get personal, and you let it affect your life, your emotions, and all that kind of stuff. Now, sure, sometimes being told even if it wasn't oh man, I really wanted that part, I really wanted that job. But I want you to know that, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before, rejection is protection. And it is. Things that are truly meant for you, that are in alignment with you, will not pass you by. They might pass you by in a moment that wasn't the correct moment, but they're not going to pass you by completely if they're truly meant for you, whatever it is. So I want everybody to be able to take rejection very lightly, like a grain of salt. And, you know, you just dust yourself off, you pick yourself up, you get back on the path, and you keep on going. And so, you know, an analogy that's been given to me before is, oh, you stepped in a puddle of rejection? Oh, well, go, you know, wipe your shoe up, you know, dry off, and keep on walking. You know, like we don't step in a puddle and cry and go home. I mean, some people do, you know, but that's the whole point here of what I do, is strengthen people to where, you know, life, you know, is always going to be happening. And it's the way that you react and the way that you show up that is the big meat and potatoes here, you know. So, being able to take rejection and realize that whatever it was not in divine alignment at that time. And if it wasn't for you, then you just got protected, okay? So, with all that, another analogy, okay, and this is going to break down of, I want to use this to kind of break down the entire scene. Okay, there's also rejection from people who dislike you, you know, those attacks that we talk about, and that's a different style of rejection. And what you would do with that is, you know, it goes back to the last video I made of never dumbing yourself down or sitting on the bench for someone else's insecurities. You go out into the world and you're part of, you know, any and everything going on. We're not all healed walking around. So you go out into the community, you're going to run into people who may want to reject you because of your looks or your personality, and be cruel to you even, you know. You can't sit here, you know, you know, can't be a part of this group, you know, whatever it may be. And so I want you to think about that kind of stuff. And for one thing, take a step back and observe the situation. And this again goes back to another video I've done before, where you just strip everything down and watch the energy flow and what the energy is of people and how they're showing up. And then if somebody is rejecting you because of your race or your gender or your clothes or your personality, you know, they're probably unhealed and unawakened people. And so instead of rejecting yourself and taking it personal, even though you may be one against many, you still have to stand your ground. Try not to take it personal, and think to yourself, you know, oh man, that's really sad, and I feel sorry for them that they're that unhealed and unawakened, that, you know, they project this stuff on other people because of their problems and insecurities. Because here we celebrate and appreciate the weird and the funky and the freaky, and the, you know, the free thinkers that are out of the box, that, you know, love to fly their freak flag, you know. And so people who are uncomfortable with that that, flock with the crowd and, you're not like us and all that kind of stuff. That's on them and it's not on you. And, having a character that's very different than others, your own distinct design of your person, your authentic self, is very much to be celebrated and to be seen just as much as anybody else. And so when those kind of things happen, that's your opportunity to show up as the bigger person, the wiser one, the healed one. And so you just stand back, dang, hate it for them. and love yourself. Love yourself for being different. Love yourself for being wild, and love yourself for being free, And so back to the analogy that I wanted to give when approaching these kind of situations of rejection is imagine you are a performer walking on a tightrope. You've got the bar in your hand for balance, and we're walking a tightrope. And somebody wants to come up and kick a little dust and, reject you, say things about you, dart you eyes. You can feel the energy of a group in the corner talking about you or something like that because you're different. Okay, so are you going to let them take you out of balance in your life or balance on that tightrope? Are you going to let them make you drop the bar in your hand? Are you going to wiggle? Okay. Did you drop the bar? Okay. Did you fall or did you just drop the bar? Okay. If you did fall, did you fall gracefully? Okay. If you fell gracefully or you fell at all, how long did you stay down? How long did you let somebody else keep you down? And when you stood back up, did you stand back up with confidence? Did you go right back to where you left off? Did you learn a lesson about yourself and about others? How you show up, how you follow through, how you jump back into the game. And then what is your performance the next time something like that happens? Okay? And so I want you, the thing is you can take that analogy and end up putting it with any of those styles of rejection. And remembering that we stay in our own lane. Put on your blinders. Focusing on what's ahead, on your path and nobody else's. Being proud of who you are and knowing yourself. And eventually, that performance piece, it doesn't really, you do it for other people, you may be making money at it. That's what you do. And so you perform for other people or, the performance at work or whatever. But at some point, you get so strong with yourself and you have such tough skin with rejection that your focus and performance only truly matters to you. Because when you love yourself so much and you really, truly know who you are and you're so proud of who that is, like you know that you're the same person, everybody's going to get that taste of you everywhere you go. You're not changing and putting on a mask for this group over here and then take it off and go be for this group over here. No. There's professional things that you do in certain places, yes, but I'm talking about that baseline frequency that I'm always talking about here and with clients and everyone. What is your baseline frequency? And once you know it, that performance for everybody else doesn't matter, because you are giving your best possible outcome to everything you do. And things only go up from there. You know? When you know that you're putting the best that you can out there and you're proud of that, then what other people's opinions and critiques and stuff don't matter. I mean, it's nice. You know, we're talking about a work of art or, you know, your performance. Yeah, have a little critique. But the thing is you now are besties with rejection. So you're able to hear a critique and take it constructively in a positive way without letting somebody knock you off of the tightrope or making, you know, hey, you might even get steady enough that you don't even budge. And that's what I'm here for. So I think that got the message out. Let's get into the hypnotherapy. I'm going to give you just a few seconds to get settled in. If you are driving or you're busy, you can't do the hypnosis part right now. Just, you know, save this video for later, come back to it, and, you know, catch more videos later. Okay. As you're settling in, I'm going to take a little drink. I love this mug. It's from the Music Man. It says, I'd like to make today worth remembering. My little office mug. I like to drink mushroom coffee in this. And hot tea, like all day. All day. But yeah, that came from seeing The Music Man on Broadway a few years ago. It was fabulous. Oh my gosh. Sutton Foster. And what's it? Oh gosh, I can't even believe I can't remember his. I feel horrible. I feel horrible. I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me, but no disrespect. That is an amazing show. They're both so good. I can't believe that. Anyway, okay. Settling in. I'll clear the space a little bit for us with some sage. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Let's start with 3 deep breaths, slowly and deeply. 3 deep breaths, slowly and deeply. And those breaths do signify that it is time to go within, time to be open and receptive to some new thoughts, ideas, and ways of how to move forward in a more positive direction in your life. And so just focusing on that natural, normal rhythm of breathing. And I want you to bring attention to the crown of your head. And I just want you to begin to feel the crown of your head soften. And that just sort of melts down to your forehead. And your forehead just smooths out. And then that softness goes to your eyes and your nose and your cheeks. And it goes down the side of your face as well, softening all around your ears, down through your jaw and your mouth. And maybe you'd like to touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth to kind of loosen the jaw some more and keep your mouth moist. And so moving down even more now, down through all those little, tiny little neck muscles, soothing and smoothing. And now your shoulders. And see if they can perhaps just drop from your ears a little bit more. And now moving down through your arms, from upper arms to elbows, elbows to forearms, down to your wrist, your hands, your fingers, even out to your fingertips, just softening. Letting go where you've had that big tight grip on life. And then bringing it down from the shoulders, down through your chest, all the intercostal muscles soothing out. And while we're just spending time right here around the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and picture, imagine, visualize, pretend, have the thought of the color green and the color blue, and then put just a little bit of rosy pink in there. And swirl all of those colors together. And I want you to imagine now, visualize, picture, pretend, have the thought of those colors together turning into a soapy mixture, a soapy water mixture. And I want you to pretend that you have a bubble. You're gonna blow some bubbles, so you're gonna dip into the soapy mixture and bring it up to the device up to your mouth, and I want you to blow and blow some bubbles and watch those colors, all iridescent, rainbow-like, just blowing away into the sky, like your fears and doubts and worries and rejections. And blowing your troubles away. Look how light they become. Look how heavy they could have been and how light you were able to make them just by going within, doing some breaths, and having some thoughts that are a little bit lighter, a little bit safer. And so just having fun, perhaps letting that inner child out for just a few moments to forget about the rest of the day, because right here is your time, your place, your space to go within and just let everything else go and blow bubbles. And just blow bubbles until your heart's content. And maybe you dunk the device back in the soapy mixture, and then maybe you take off running and let the bubbles just flow behind you. And then maybe you dunk it again and do some spins. And maybe you have all different sizes of bubbles. And maybe you blow one big enough. Maybe you've got one of those big ones like the size of a hula hoop, and you put yourself in it and make a bubble. Just like the bubble that comes from that solar plexus chakra that grows and grows and grows until it encompasses your whole entire body for whole body healing. And maybe, just maybe, everything continues to bounce off of you, even rejection. Because you are getting more confident each and every day in that self-confidence, self-worth, self-love, I can, I will, I am, I do department. And so while you might be trying sizes of bubbles, how about we begin to try on rejection and walk around in it and see how it feels and see how it looks for a little bit, like trying on a pair of shoes or trying on a new fun coat. Or maybe you're trying on a fun wig or a pair of glasses. And so maybe you can perhaps take the last thing that rejected you, that last scenario, and put it back on and see if it feels a little bit different this time. And see if you can take it off and now just let it blow into the wind like the bubbles that you've been blowing. Knowing that time heals and rejection is nothing but a puddle. And guess what we can do with puddles? We can pour soap in them and we can blow bubbles. Guess what else we can do in a puddle of rejection? We can play in it. We can jump around. We can put on some rain boots and some little galoshes. Get real cute, feeling cute. Put on your little yellow rain jacket. Maybe get an umbrella that's made from the comics section in the newspaper. Be like the little Morton Salt girl. Have some fun in it. What is that, rejection? Have some fun, play, and know that all the while, the things that are meant for you will never, ever pass you by. Even if they're not meant for you right now. And remember that the things that aren't meant for you will see their way out. Time will heal. And it's an opportunity for you to show up better, show up differently the very next time. And so, moving down through the body, down through your hips, your thighs, down through your knees, your shins, down to your feet, down to where we love to stomp and play in rejection. We like to try it on. We like to put it in the car, maybe go grab a burger, go see a movie, blow some bubble gum with it, and really talk some tea. Being besties with rejection, riding around listening to tunes. Rejection feels good. Give me some more. Because all it does is strengthen you every single time. It strengthens you. It makes you more whole because you get a test, you get an opportunity each and every time to show up stronger, to show up more different, to show up with a lesson learned, to show up brighter. Because when we get knocked down, we rise. We rise like the phoenix from the ashes, and we soar through the sky. Because rejection has nothing on us. Nothing. And so now bring your attention back to the crown of your head. And let's just go ahead and if your crown's not sitting there, could you please just go ahead and pick that up for me? Thank you. And then let's just go ahead and put that on. Straighten it up. Or do you like to cock yours a little bit sideways with a little bit of attitude like I do? Nobody kicks my crown to the side or straightens it but me. And I tell you what, nobody takes it off. And nobody's going to be taking off your crown either, because it's going to be staying right there safe on your cute little head. Like a pretty, pretty little princess or prince, or how about a queen or a king? Or how about an empress or an emperor? So just feel that energy. Feel that beauty of the crown sitting proudly on top of your head. How did you get that crown? Oh, did you win a rejection contest? Oh my goodness. Did you earn that crown after years of rejection and rising like a phoenix? My goodness, look at you. Learning how to show up stronger. And so leaving that crown right there on the top of your head. And now let's move and smooth down the back side of the body and take any last bit of rejection, any last bit of fears, doubts, worries, frustrations, illness, negativity. And we're going to push it down into the earth like the good compost that it is. And so begin that scan as you go down the backside of your body. But imagine like this light splaying through the body and out. And it takes like a laser light cleansing everything inside that doesn't belong there and leaves you nothing but positive reaction, positive emotion, positive well-being, function, positive experiences, always focusing on the positives as we move into the positive future forward. And now strengthening your spine with each and every breath, and with that strengthening your core always. And now with strengthened core, again, that light, that iridescent beautiful light just shines and shines and shines through your solar plexus, grows and grows and grows, encompasses your whole entire body, and cleanses your auric field. And you go out into the world magnetizing and attracting all the right people, all the right things, all the right experiences that are made just for you. And when rejection hits, you know you simply weren't in alignment with what you were trying to get at the time. And it may be better next time. It may come around again, or it may not. But either way, you are grounded, you are secure, and you're ready to keep on taking action, because nobody knocks you off your tightrope. And so now, taking it from that midsection, going on down through the glutes, down through your thighs, down through the backs of your legs, all the way down to your ankles and your feet. And so everything that was not meant for you is now into the earth, being alchemized, transmuted by Mother Gaia. and everything cycling into beauty and abundance and positivity in your world, your life. And let's take it deeper at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Deeper and deeper. And now I want you to imagine, visualize, picture, pretend, have the thought of, bring up that control room. Bring up that control room of yours that we've talked about before. It looks like a recording studio, got a big panel with all the knobs, dials, levers, all the stuff. It's made just for you. You're able to go in there and tweak and adjust all the little things in your life that you have control of. Only the things that you have control of. And guess what? We only have control of ourselves. So there's no fixing anybody else's control panel but yours. Okay. So if you need more sleep, better sleep, crank it up. If you need to be eating better, drive up that lever. If you need to drink more water, turn it up. If you need to lower your emotions, turn it down. If you have been dealing with rejection, in the past it really bothered you, but you know it's not going to anymore because you have hypnotherapy and you have a control room in hypnotherapy even, and you're going to go take the button, the knob, the dial, the lever, whatever's associated with rejection in your life, and you are going to turn it down. And then when you have everything just like you want it, and you don't have to go all the way, you can leave some wiggle room, some room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. You can turn it down now. Hey, life throws a curveball, it moves a little bit. You go back into the control room and you tweak it again. Because anything's possible in hypnosis. And this is where we come to feel better, be better, gain clarity, gain a better footing on the ground, where we overcome the unthinkable. And we make magic happen by believing in ourselves, by tweaking and adjusting the ins and outs, using the subconscious. And we become the best possible example that we can right here in this moment as we step foot out into the world and the universe. And so with that, this is where we begin to let all of the images, the thoughts, the ideas begin to fade into the background, and we reinforce all of that goodness and that positivity and that truth at 0. And then we begin to come up and out of the hypnosis at 1 with the cleansing inhale and release, 2 aware of the room you're in, where you've placed yourself, 3 a wonderful sense of well-being all around and all through you. Now, besties with rejection, ready for action. Nobody's gonna knock you off the tightrope, and nobody is gonna take your crown. And 4, coming up a little more alert and awake. And now 5, eyes open, wide awake and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake and alert. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you very much. Know that you are super supported, you're seen, you're heard. Keep coming back here if you like what you see. Be sure to hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't, and feel free to share anything that you see here, that you have a friend, a loved one, anybody that you think could be benefited. And I hope you have the best day. Go get them, Tiger. Love you. Bye.